The highly anticipated battle between Merab Dvalishvili and Umar Nurmagomedov is finally over, and here are the pros' reactions.
Peter Yan reacted. Congratulations, machine Merab Dvalishvili, that was impressive. Can't wait to run it back with you. Arman Sarukian wrote, congrats to Merab Dvalishvili. Today you dance alone, but soon I'll be joining you. Matthew Wells wrote, Merab may be having fun in there, but he's having fun while losing this fight. Pack in the taunts and focus on keeping that title. Dave Meltzer wrote, Merab got 3 takedowns. His stamina is unreal, but he showboated way too much. 29-28 Nurmagomedov after 3 rounds. Chuck Mindenhall wrote, Merab is the blood-dimmed tide. It's incredible to see every time. 5 Simon Samano wrote, Merab and Umar are giving us the greatest wrestling match in UFC history.
Was it difficult to keep your emotions balanced after watching Umar's fight? Was it difficult?
Honestly, it was hard. I tried to warm up, but I still watching all fights, and make me, of course, make me a little bit sad. But Umar looking good, Umar still young, still hungry, he have time, because he still young, he makes some mistakes, in this fight. And Merab did his job very well, and they have close fight. Umar not take some damage. He landed good shots, but it's okay. He broke his arm also, and 100%, I think he will come back because he young, still hungry, and he's gonna be UFC champion one day, inshallah.
Merab Dvalishvili ended the undefeated run of Umar Nurmagomedov for his first bantamweight title defense on Saturday at UFC 311. Ilya Topuria reacted on the fight. Merab, my brother, what a fighter you are. You make us feel so proud. This is what happens when Dagestani wrestling meets Georgian wrestling, MMA wrote on X. I cannot believe Merab Dvalishvili, he just broke and clearly beat Umar Nurmagomedov in front of Khabib in those last 3 rounds. Merab 48-47 Khabib's terrible corner work the whole fight didn't help Umar at all, screaming and raging non-stop. Rampage Jackson wrote, Merab doing too much. Justin Gaethje wrote, that man is a machine, no doubt about it. Khabib Nurmagomedov gives his cousin Umar encouragement after his first career loss at UFC 311.
You cut in my leg and I have an infection, but I know that UFC need me. I heard somebody inside. They really need me. I'm like, UFC, give me everything.
So are you saying that you weren't even 100%?
I mean, training, like today I was good, but
Before the fight, the pros and analysts had a very different opinion on the matchup. Nigerian mixed martial artist Kamaru Usman had praised Umar Nurmagomedov. Before the fight, he had highlighted Umar's mental approach to the game. Usman had noted that he resonated with Umar's journey, reflecting on a similar phase in his own career. He had shared how, like Umar, he was once eager to face top contenders but faced significant backlash and criticism, with many questioning his merit. Usman recalled those moments when he wanted to take on anyone in the top 5, yet was met with skepticism about his place in the division.
Just mentally, I like where you're at, and I like the way you think about it, because I was in a similar position to where I wanted to fight with Wonder Boy at the time, and they said the same thing to me, don't deserve it. And I wanted to fight with everybody in the top 5, and they say the same thing to me, you don't deserve it. Don't deserve it. No, I don't want to fight him. I don't want to fight him.
Before the fight, Usman was excited for Umar and had wished him well. He had stated, "We are static. We can't wait to watch you ascend eventually. Walk that walk, get in there, and fight for that bantamweight title, and inshallah you will be the next Nurmagomedov to be champion." American pro mixed martial artist Joaquin Buckley, prior to the fight he had sided with Merab. He had previously believed that Merab had a lot more in his arsenal and he might be able to use it. He had expressed interest in comparing the conditioning of both fighters. He had suggested that while grappling might be a primary focus for both, he agrees with the common belief that when 2 grapplers are in the cage, they often end up striking instead. He had stated, "I can see Merab put on a little striking plan on Umar." Before Islam Makhachev had praised Merab Dvalishvili, acknowledged him as a skilled and strategic fighter who has demonstrated strong performances against all his opponents. Makhachev had commended Merab's abilities and awareness of his game plan. He highlighted his consistency and determination. However, Islam had also pointed out a notable weakness in Merab's skill set. He stated that his striking abilities were not as strong as other aspects of his game. Islam added, He is a high-level fighter, but in my opinion, Umar is more hungry.
That's a good one as well, but I think Merab got a little bit more tools, that he can use. And I'm especially intrigued just to see how Umar's condition compares to Merab as well. So, as much as, I would think that, both of these guys will go out there grappling. One thing that my brother Edric Diller will always say, when you got two grapplers in the cage, they eventually think they strikers, so.
Islam Makhachev had stated that if Umar Nurmagomedov successfully neutralized Merab Dvalishvili's wrestling, it would be a critical aspect of the fight. Demetrius Johnson had further added that achieving this would allow Umar to shift the fight's dynamics in his favor. This strategic adjustment, they had believed, could pave the way for Umar and secure a decisive victory. Praising Umar, Islam had stated, "Umar is young, very hungry, and I see he has everything to be champion, and he is a hard worker."
What he have to do, he know his game. He did this very well.
Yeah.
With everybody,
Yeah.
But
The endless cardio, the constant pressure, the wrestling.
he don't have very good striking, but he showed the striking go like take down.
Prior to the fight, Sean O'Malley had expressed his confidence in Umar Nurmagomedov's abilities, stating that Umar had possessed the skill set necessary to defeat Merab Dvalishvili. He had emphasized that Umar had been one of the most skilled fighters in the division, acknowledging his potential to have come out on top in their matchup.
Not easy, but it's gonna be.
It gives him the opportunity to get the
like
W
what
easier.
Jose Aldo did.
Yeah.
He stopped his wrestling, but his condition because he's old.
Robert Whitaker had shared his thoughts on the expressing admiration for Merab Dvalishvili's dedication to his relentless cardio, scramble, and takedown-heavy style, which he believed is far superior to the rest of the division. However, before the fight, he had also acknowledged that Umar Nurmagomedov presented the toughest challenge for Merab, describing Umar as the worst stylistic matchup Merab could face in his career.
As Umar, I think, should beat Merab. I think Umar's probably one of the most skilled guys in the division.
Furthermore, he had stated that much like the Merab and Henry Cejudo fight, Robert Whitaker had believed fighters had needed to hybridize their fighting styles to be successful in both striking and grappling. He had mentioned that while Merab had heavily invested in wrestling and cardio, Umar might have struggled in the later rounds as he could have tired out, given the intensity of Merab's relentless pressure.
I think that's the fight that opened everybody's eyes to this, to how dangerous he's going to be for Merab. But I feel, much like Cejudo, how the guys kind of hybridize their fight style so that they can strike and grapple. Maybe Merab investing so heavily in just one, that one discipline, that wrestling cardio, starts to get Umar tired in the later rounds.
Chael Sonnen had weighed in on the comparison between Merab Dvalishvili and Umar Nurmagomedov ahead of the fight, pointing out a notable difference in their striking abilities. He had suggested that if one had watched highlight reels of Merab's and Umar's striking, it would have become evident that Umar had demonstrated more diversity in his skills, particularly with his kicks.
Conclusion somewhere, like if you go watch a highlight reel of Merab's strikes, and you go watch a highlight reel of Umar's strikes, I believe you're going to accurately come to a conclusion that skill-wise, Umar is more diverse.
In addition, Chael Sonnen had stated that watching Merab's highlights had revealed his relentless style, coming at opponents like a freight train, throwing punches while skillfully evading counters and constantly offering or threatening takedowns. He had noted that Umar's style, while distinct, had shared similarities in intensity and versatility, making the two fighters closely matched in their approaches. He had added, skill-wise, the ability to show more diverse skills does go to Nurmagomedov, but accuracy and output seems to kind of fall for Merab.
I think you're going to come to a conclusion somewhere, like if you go watch a highlight reel of Merab's strikes, and you go watch a highlight reel of Umar's strikes, I believe you're going to accurately come to a conclusion that skill-wise, Umar is more diverse. Certainly with his kicks.
Corey Sandhagen had expressed his thoughts. He had stated that he had been rooting for Umar. Sandhagen had explained that Merab's comments, where he had referred to himself as a gift for Sandhagen in their fight, had offended him. Because of this, Sandhagen had wanted to see Umar put Merab in his place and had hoped for a victory in Umar's favor.
And I want you to take that into consideration, because if you do go watch a highlight reel with Merab, you're going to see Merab coming at you like a freight train, throwing punches while getting out of the way of yours, offering and threatening a takedown non-stop. And that's pretty close to what you're going to find with Umar.
Corey Sandhagen had shared his prediction and had stated that Umar Nurmagomedov would probably win. Sandhagen had explained that he hadn't seen a clear path for Merab Dvalishvili to secure a victory, as he had believed Merab would have struggled to strike effectively with Umar or take him down and control him as he had with other opponents. He had added that Umar had been likely to defend many of Merab's takedown attempts and keep the fight in the striking range, where he had the advantage. Sandhagen had stated, Umar is a sniper man, like people don't realize how fast he is and how good he is and how his kicks come out of nowhere.
And I also kind of, just because Merab's been talking a little bit, I kind of want to watch Merab get served up a little bit by a guy who, you know, is supposed to be a wrestler but wasn't able to wrestle me, but Merab's like still saying that I was a gift and stuff. So I'm on Team Umar now.
Okay.
I used to be nice to Merab. That's why I hurt so bad when he started talking so much. But
Lucas Tracy, a well-known MMA commentator on YouTube, had dismissed the notion that Dvalishvili dominated Sean O'Malley in their fight, stating that Merab never dominated O'Malley. He went on to describe Dvalishvili as an unpredictable fighter, saying, sometimes Merab is on this alien mode of cardio where he looks unbeatable, and other times he feels like a very beatable fighter.
Yeah, I think that Umar probably will win. I just can't really see a path for Merab to win. Like, I don't think that he's going to be able to like strike with him, but I also don't think that he'll be able to take him down and control time him like he was able to do against O'Malley and he's been able to do against other guys. So I mean, I just don't really see a path to success for Merab. I think that Umar is likely going to defend a lot of those shots.
Tracy had expressed significant concern about Dvalishvili's ability to secure even a single round against the undefeated Nurmagomedov. He had predicted a lopsided 50-45 outcome in favor of Umar, asserting that the challenger would take every round decisively. According to Tracy, this prediction was influenced by Dvalishvili's underwhelming performance against O'Malley and Nurmagomedov's impressive track record. With Umar's undefeated status and dynamic skill set, Tracy believed Dvalishvili faced one of the toughest tests of his career. Luke Rockhold had acknowledged the matchup between Umar Nurmagomedov and Merab Dvalishvili as a tough and intriguing one. He had pointed out that Merab is a tricky, hard-nosed dude who presents unique challenges. However, Rockhold had expressed confidence in Umar's abilities. Rockhold had added that Umar is practically impossible to out-wrestle. Before the fight, he had stated, Umar can beat him everywhere, really.
This is a tough matchup. Merab's just he's a tricky, tough, hard-nosed dude, so it's like he's got to work around him. He's got to he can outstrike him and he can not get out-wrestled. I think that's where Umar can win. Umar can beat him everywhere, really.
How did you see the fight and what were your predictions? We would love to hear your thoughts in the comments section below. If you enjoyed this video, give us a like, share it with your fellow MMA fans, and subscribe to Boxism for more boxing updates.